Hello there, it's Jacob. Bitcoin. You've probably heard a lot about it. Blockchain, that's a buzzword you've probably heard too much. Both are incredibly useful. Bitcoin can be traded, purchased as stocks and ETFs, used to buy legitimate products and used to buy illegitimate substances. Blockchain is a decentralized ledger. It can be used to store data. It can be used to create new digital currencies. Both are fairly new technologies, but incredibly popular. New Bitcoin exchanges pop up all the time. More and more people are investing in Bitcoin. With how popular both have become, how has the law kept up? And how have our existing institutions kept up? This is the exact same question my reference material asked. In the podcast LawBytes, produced by Michael Geist, a professor in cyber and technology law at the University of Ottawa, and Addison Cameron Huff, a blockchain and cryptocurrency lawyer with experience working for Decentral, a leading Canadian crypto exchange, both sat down to discuss the topic of law and Bitcoin. From this podcast, it appears that Canada is somewhat of a leader in Bitcoin and Bitcoin law. For example, here in Canada, we actually have Bitcoin ETFs. In the States, they don't. Many other countries don't have Bitcoin ETFs. Many countries are ignoring Bitcoin. To an extent, Canada is embracing it, and our existing institutions are embracing it. However, how we got to this point is quite interesting. When it comes to Bitcoin exchanges, that's the way most people sell and buy Bitcoin. Regulation over such has increased over the years. Securities regulators like the Ontario Securities Commission, otherwise known as the OSC, have used existing regulation to basically regulate Bitcoin exchanges. Since they operate as what is known as security dealers, where customers buy and sell securities, i.e. Bitcoin, that they simply cannot access outside of the dealer's service, the OSC views these operations as security dealers. So with this new regulation has come downsides. Of course, higher fees. Companies got to pay for compliance. Some exchanges have simply closed or left Ontario. Many operate under this principle of who cares about the law until we get a complaint. And of course, stifling of growth. However, the Securities Commissions believe this regulation is necessary to protect interests of investors and to limit money laundering. But with the idea of digital currency, it's more than just crypto and Bitcoin. There's a new topic, which is central bank digital currency. These digital currencies would work in a similar fashion to Bitcoin, but would be backed and controlled by central banks like the Bank of Canada. This would help stabilize the currency. As you know, Bitcoin fluctuates like crazy, but with a central bank digital currency, it would be a lot more stable. However, Huff from the podcast stated that these central bank digital currencies wouldn't work like the cryptocurrencies that we know today. First of all, they wouldn't be anonymized. Central banks don't want anonymous money. They want to eliminate tax fraud and they want to eliminate money laundering. So the central banks under a central bank digital currency scheme would know exactly who owns money, what's happening with that money, and where that money's going. As well, unlike Bitcoin, where the money you have is your money. You put the money in your wallet. If you lose access to your wallet, that money's gone. No one can get it ever again. Central bank digital currency would, at the end of the day, be controlled by the central banks. They would have the opportunity to just take money out of your account if they want you to spend more. Let's say to stimulate the economy during economic recession. As an individual, there would be nothing you could do to stop it. But central banks don't really care about the anonymousness of money, the control an individual has over money. They care about protecting the economy in general and monitoring and controlling the economy in general. And central bank digital currencies would make that job a lot easier. However, many people who value privacy and personal autonomy see this as a complete violation of the traditional principles of money. That being, it's anonymous. It's free to trade as you wish, and the amounts that you have are simply yours. No one can take it without your consent. Now, here's my thoughts on the matter. I understand why the OSC is trying to regulate Bitcoin exchanges. They're trying to regulate crypto. You need to protect investors. There's been a lot of currency exchanges that have failed, like MTGOX and many others. People have lost a lot of money. There's been many Ponzi schemes in Bitcoin. Exchanges that were just taking people's money and paying out Bitcoin and hoping nobody would realize there's no money actually in the bank. So I can see why there needs to be regulation. As well, money laundering is always an issue. So we may need to regulate crypto to protect against that. However, as indicated by Huff in the podcast, most money laundering in Canada isn't happening through Bitcoin. Bitcoin's small potatoes. It's all through housing. It's through the casinos in British Columbia. And we're doing nothing to stop that money laundering. Those sectors, real estate and gambling, are heavily controlled by the government. In fact, on the gambling front, it's operated by the government. So this makes me question, as government increases regulation on Bitcoin to quote unquote stop money laundering, are they really trying to stop money laundering, or are they trying to stifle a new technology that they just simply don't like for how free, quote unquote, and open it is? As well, on the topic of central bank digital currencies, I flat out hate them. I really don't like the idea that my savings, the money I worked for, the money I put my sweat into, could just be taken away by the Bank of Canada whenever they see fit. That, because some bank has decided to be risky with their money and has tanked the overall economy, now my money needs to be removed from my account to help, stimulate the economy, get things working. Plus, the entire essence behind money, the entire purpose behind money is that you have complete control over it. The amounts that you have are yours. You can share them as you see fit. Central bank digital currencies go completely against this. And money is anonymous. That's what makes money so great, is that no one knows whose money it is. It's your money, and you don't have to tell anybody. Central bank digital currencies would completely eliminate that. Sure, it would help the CRA, it would help the Bank of Canada. But as individuals, isn't it our right to have the money that we own be our own? That we are the only one who knows about it? We are the only one who has control over it? Whatever happens with digital currency in the future, I hope that regulation is limited to just protecting the rights of investors and individuals. We got to keep free and open source money. We got to keep the free and open source nature of digital currency. It doesn't look like that will happen in the future, but I think if we as individuals fight for our rights and indicate our desire to have digital currency be free and open and anonymous, that it will happen. And if we keep using Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other types of digital currencies as central banks try to implement theirs, what are they going to do to stop us? So I hope you liked my video, and make sure to slap that like button. I need engagement. Comment down below and subscribe and ring the bell, because every YouTuber has to say this for some reason. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.